Hello, gorgeous flower pots. Guess what your Aunty Nelly did last night? She slept in her contact lenses and they're not the ones that you can keep in all night. Oh no. What a dick. What an actual wank splat. I got up in the night and didn't quite know what was going on. Put my glasses on to go up toilet and I couldn't see. So I thought, you're extremely tired, that's why you can't see. Goes to the toilet, has a piss, gets back in bed, gets up this morning, puts my glasses back on and thinks, I still can't see, I'm going fucking blind. Anyway, after a little while, I thought, hang on a minute. Pinched, and out popped my contact lenses. So I slept in my contact lenses, and they're not kind of contact lenses you're supposed to sleep in. Oh no. So, I'll tell you something, I am very, very delighted lately to be wearing green eyeshadow at most times. Yes, I've got a lovely green eyeshadow, so I keep whacking that on. Good morning, everybody, or should I say, happy midday Sunday. Thank you for joining me on today's Sunday service, back by popular demand. And what I will say is, you all keep telling me I look lovely and I'm glowing from within. It's actually the menopause, okay? How is the menopause going? Okay, so the night sweats have stopped, okay. My vaginal dryness is no longer. I'm having mostly wet days. Not even damp, just wet. And not because I'm pissing myself. But yeah, so the menopause, I'd say different mood swings can be predicted around about every 10 minutes. So I go from being quite angry to quite sad to quite emotional to very loving. So my poor boyfriend actually doesn't know what he's going to get every 10 minutes of the day. So today I'm feeling good. By the time I see him later on this afternoon, who knows what I'll be. But yeah, thank you Adele Milne, who says I'm looking radiant. It is the menopause. The menopause is making me flushed, hot and sweaty. So that's my update on the menopause. My update on sertraline for my anxiety. 100 milligram I'm on now. I didn't get any more side effects. The side effects I got at first were the sweating, but I don't know if that was the menopause as well, so I can't really say. I went on my holidays last week, had a lovely week away with my love at Royal Garden Villas in Tenerife. I didn't like Tenerife, I'll be honest, but I absolutely love the hotel we stayed in. So if that hotel was to close, we wouldn't return. That's the only reason we would return. But had a brilliant week away with my gorgeous love. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's make a break, make a break. It hasn't broke us, okay. Last night, I hosted the British Pole Champions of Champions. It was an absolutely fantastic evening, and once again I really do think that pole should become an Olympic sport. Everybody there who took part were absolutely fantastic, and can I also thank the crowd for booing me every time I came on stage, getting me ready for my pantomime performance at Christmas. I've advertised it a few times and there are still tickets, I believe, so if anybody wants to come and see the evil step Aunty Nelly in Cinderella, please do. It's at Bolton Victoria Halls. So, that's it really. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. Where are you watching me from? Give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. It's Sunday service. They're compiled into a message for me. I don't know what I'm going to read till I read it out, and it's all anonymous. Anonymous? Anonymous. So, yeah, there we go. So, my update on the menopause, my update on sertraline for my anxiety. The update is me and my boyfriend are still together after a week away. Hartley Blue's absolutely fine. He's just had his breakfast and he's now snoozing. And that's all I have to say, really. Everything else is going quite okay. Drinking out my uncensored mug. And I'm going to be reading out some Sunday services. You've got to keep writing into the page for Nighttime with Nelly or Sunday service. If you pop in your message Nighttime with Nelly or Sunday service, they decipher a lot easier, okay? She's also on this morning, says Lottie Harrison. I actually am the host of Flower Pot Corner on this morning with the gorgeous Holly and Phil, or Eamon and Ruth, or Ben and Rochelle. Depends who's on the day that I'm on. I'll be back on Flower Pot Corner very soon. So there we go. That's all I have to say, really. Shall we start off with the first Sunday service of the day? Yeah? Okay, okay. Oh, by the way, I have done my own hair today. I've used the Tony and Guy barrel thing that I reviewed for you. There we go. Let's go. Dear Auntie Nelly, my husband is a dickhead. Okay. He says I do nothing and he does everything because I'm a stay-at-home mum. He makes me feel useless and I can do 99 things, but he will only notice the one I have gotten wrong. I'm knackered and haven't had a lie-in for 3 years. He has, obviously. I feel so worn down and lonely, but I don't know how to leave as I have no friends or family to help me. Oh dear, anonymous flower pot. So what you're saying there is you're throwing the towel in and you want to leave. Do you really want to leave your marriage, or do you not want to work at it? Do you want to have a sit down at kitchen table? Hashtag kitchen table. First couple of the day to go to the kitchen table. When we have a small family, we're a stay-at-home mum, it's difficult because the only thing that we have there for our social time is our partner waiting for them when they walk through the door, who's probably knackered because they're out working all day. But we also get a little bit of resentment because they're socialising with the work colleagues, they're going out for the lunch, they're telling you stories, and you're feeling a little bit envious because you've got a 3-year-old running around making an absolute mess, and all your best friend is at the moment is Peppa fucking Pig. No fun for anybody. Why don't you join a mother and baby group? Is the child going to nursery? Are the people there that you can invite once a week round for coffee and cake? Open up your social circle a little bit. You say you've no family and friends. Everybody can make friends. Family are not all it's cracked up to be, believe me. So friends are the family you choose for yourself, okay? So before we actually throw in the towel and run away from any marriage, I would say give it another go. Sit your husband down at the table. He may be feeling resentful of you. He may be thinking, hang on a fucking minute, you're at home all day. Why have you not done them dishes? He doesn't understand what it's like to be at home with a 3-year-old who can be like a Tasmanian devil at times, okay? And it is difficult. So I would say to you, certainly open up your scope of going to a nursery, meeting other mums, going to a baby and toddler group. There'll be other mums there in much your situation. And speak to your husband, sit him down and say, listen, I'm jealous that you go out to work all day, and I know you think I stay at home and don't do fuck all, but believe me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I have a child running around like an idiot, and, you know, I really get jealous of the fact that you come on with all these stories and I can't tell you anything. All I can tell you is what Peppa Pig's done today. So it really is difficult when you're a stay-at-home mum and your partner is out all the time at work and having this, what you romance in your head and fantasise about him having this wonderful social life at work, where he's sat at work thinking you're at home, sat on your fat ass, watching Judge Rinder. So you need to actually sit down and give your marriage a shot. You can't throw in the tea towel at the first point of feeling this isn't working. You've got to make it work. And I always say one of the hardest jobs ever is being a parent. And one of the hardest jobs ever is being in a relationship. Whether you live together, don't live together, you're married, it's hard fucking work. You've got to put the work in. So please, 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 get yourself a social circle with other like-minded mums, and be honest with your husband. I think lack of communication is a little bit there, okay? Maybe you could take a night off, go to the bingo with the girls, go pole dancing, go and do something that makes you feel less like a mum and identifies you as a person for an evening. I hope that's helped you, okay? Moving on. Dear Auntie Nelly, I was hoping you could give me some advice. I'm a full-time mum to an 11-month-old little girl and would love to meet a new man because I'm sick of being single. But it's so hard to meet one because my little girl puts them all off because she's always with me. What can I do? Well, I don't know I mean, I am known for being brutally honest, but are you taking your 11-month-old daughter on the dates with you? Because why is your daughter always with you? And if you are, it's a big red flag and it's a big no-no, because we don't introduce people to our precious children until we know that they're the right person to have in our lives, in our everyday life, okay? If you want a bit of slap and tickle, then you go and do that in your own time when your child's being cared for by a babysitter, friends, family. But you certainly don't take an 11-month-old child on a date. And it's no wonder that they're all running away, because who does that? Who does that? Am I wrong? Am I old-fashioned? Is it a new thing? But if I rocked up on a date and he brought his kids with him, what the actual fuck? Not for me. So I'd say go back to basics. Have a real think about why you feel you're fed up being single. Is it just now and again that you want to have a little bit of sexual pleasure, which is absolutely fine? Get on Tinder. When child's asleep, get a babysitter, go out, do what you've got to do, come back, be a mum. You can have 2 separate roles, it's okay. But certainly don't ever take your child on a date, okay? And please, when we do go on dates as single mums, it's okay to talk about your child, but tell them about you. They don't want to know about everything that you do day in, day out with your child. It's boring as fuck. It must be boring to you, so have a break from it. Talk about you, your likes, your dislikes, your hobbies, the things you like to eat, the things you like to drink, the things you like to do. Okay? So I think the reason that they're being put off is because you're taking child on dates with you. And that is a big fucking no-no. And I will just say, anybody who's watching out there, be very, very careful who we introduce into our babies' lives. My baby's 23, she'll be 24 in October. She's never seen a man at my kitchen table. She's never seen a man in mummy's bed. And not because chance to be a fucking fine thing, because we've got, when these babies come into our life, they're blank canvases, and it's up to us how we colour that canvas. So please, 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 we don't want uncle after uncle after uncle. You're not setting a good example, and you're only going to get hurt and look for short-term love. You need something a lot bigger, don't you? You need something proper because you're feeling lonely. And taking your child on dates is not the right way to go. And don't introduce your kids to anybody that you want a relationship with unless you know there's a commitment. Okay. Hi Aunty Nelly, I would love to remain anonymous. Just to let you all know, you're all anonymous, because that one time I read out someone's name, I got a 30-day ban. Anyway, I was anorexic for a few years and under 6 stone. I was at my happiest last year. I've been out of a 7-year relationship for over a year now, and I'm recently seeing someone new. And I see it going somewhere. But I cannot overcome my insecurities about my weight gain. I don't feel happy with myself. Can you help? No, I can't help you see the beautiful you. You have to do that, and you have to put the work in for that. And I feel that when we have mental illnesses such as anxiety, postnatal depression, alcoholism, drug addiction, anorexia, there's a big umbrella of mental health problems. You need to have a support group around you. You need to be seeing a counsellor. You need to be going seeing your doctor. You need to be seeing a nutritionist. Now, there's a lot of reasons why you will have been anorexic. And I think sometimes we need to deal with our issues first. We need to feel comfortable in ourselves, regardless of whether it's anorexia, obesity, we've lost a leg, we're disabled, whatever it is, it's our new being. We need to be comfortable with that. When I was registered disabled, I still am, they haven't signed me off. I was 37, I had a stroke, ended up in a wheelchair, lost the sight in my right eye, lost my right side, couldn't speak, all my hair was drooped. Had to learn to walk again, talk again, and eat again. Some days when I'm feeling really, really tired, I'll stick to a soft diet. It's about accepting you. You've got to accept you. If you don't accept you, no one else is going to accept you. So I really do believe that you need to go to the doctor, and you need to tell the doctor how you're feeling and saying, look, I'm overcoming my anorexia, and I'm getting a new body. So the only way I can say that is I can understand where you're coming from, because I've lost 6 stone and I now have a new body, and I'm ever so pleased and ever so lucky that I don't have that skin that I have to tuck into my knickers. And I believe that you have that when you have a gastric bypass, and that's fine. But I'm embracing my new body, and it's not as comfortable as my old body was, because when I was 22.5 stone and a size 28, I knew exactly what my body looked like, felt like, everything. This is a new body now, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like my tits anymore. My tits were fucking amazing. Now it's a case of, if somebody wanted to lick my nipples, they'd have to get off fucking floor because they're on my knees. You've got to embrace it because I'm a damn sight healthier. You've got to embrace your new body because you'll be a damn sight healthier. So you've got to understand that the weight gain is for your health, okay? It's not for how you look. So you need to go and see a counsellor, see a psychologist, see somebody to get over why you had the disorder in the first place, and understand that you gaining weight, okay, is for your health, is so you can stick around in life a little bit more. And once you've done that, then maybe you can concentrate on a relationship. But I don't think if all these feelings in your head are clouding your judgment, you're ready for a relationship. And sometimes we have to be cruel to be kind, and you may have to say to your partner, look, I'm not ready for this. I've got a lot of work on myself to do. So I hope that's helped you a little bit. I'm sorry if it hasn't, because I don't really know much about anorexia, but I do know what it's like to sort of gain kind of a different way of your body looking and feeling. So maybe, fingers crossed, you'll be able to look at yourself and realise that you're doing it for the greater good for your health. Okay. Dear Aunty Nelly, I am very close to my sister. Me and my husband and her fiancé are very good friends. But I suspected for a while that my sister's other half is taking cocaine. Oh. Yesterday, my husband went out with him to help him with something, and they ended up going for a few beers. While they were out having a few beers, my sister's fiancé pulled out 3 bags of coke and took 2 lines. I know for a fact isn't the first time, and also I know my sister hasn't a clue. They get married next year. Should I tell her? I don't want to break up the marriage, but the only issue is I know my sister will put him first before her family or anybody and will deny it. She will believe him. I really don't know what to do. Do I keep quiet or do I bite the bullet and tell her? If I tell her, I know it will affect our relationship. Oh, I don't really like War and Peace, and we've gone really down the houses, down the back streets, over a few wheelie bins and got back to the front door. Okay, so when we know something about somebody, whether it's a best friend, a family, a neighbour, and it's something that is illegal activity, do we whistle blow? Do we do that? Do we want to lose our relationship with that person? Absolutely. What I would do here, I'm not saying that's what you need to do, but what I would do is, hi, future brother-in-law, listen to me now. And also, your husband, I don't give a fuck what you stick up your nose at weekends, sweetheart, whether it be sniff, chisel, beak, whatever you want to fucking do. Take your 3 bags and shove them up your ass for all I care. But do not, under any circumstances, do that around my husband again. And your husband's a fool for letting him. If he'd have been arrested, your husband would have been arrested as well for Class A drugs. And I have a little suspicion here. I'm not an expert, but you can actually go to prison for shit like that. So, you know, do we want to partake in illegal activity? So your husband needs to stay clear. But you certainly say, listen, future brother-in-law, I know that you've been taking cocaine, and that's absolutely fine, Flower. What you do in your social time, you crack on. But you need to tell me, is it a social thing or is it an addiction? Because my sister's going to marry you, and the last thing I want is for the fucking police to come through the door, raid the fucking house, and you end up in prison, and her being a fucking prison wife. See what he says. Now, number 2, your sister. Listen, Flower, if you want to fall out with me, that's absolutely fine. But this is what your future husband has done. I couldn't give a shit, and if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it, because it ain't happening on my doorstep and it's not happening in my house. Okay? And if she says, oh yeah, I know, it's fine, then that's their business. And sometimes we have to let people do their business. So all you can do is tell your brother-in-law you know, highlight it to your husband that if that ever happens again, he gets the fuck out of there, and tell your sister-in-law you couldn't give a flying fuck, but she needs to know. And it's as simple as that. So you mention it, you tell her the problem, you tell her what you feel uncomfortable with, and then you leave it. and that's up to them because that's then their business. So sometimes I feel that we can't always stick our nose in other people's business. I have friends, believe me, that do things like they smoke weed or they'll have the odd line of coke. They're not my best friends, but they're friends, and I don't think any difference of them. That's what they want to do on a weekend. You fucking crack on, flower. I'd rather go to bed and eat a bag of jelly babies than a fucking bag of Maltesers. People do in life what they want to do, okay? So that's how I would approach that situation. Doesn't mean to say that you have to do that, but you've asked for my advice and that's it. A lot of people saying, how's mum? She's just had a knee done. She's absolutely fine. She's got to go back and have something else done to it. But she's fine. She's at home and she's resting. And every time I say, send mum your love, I send her your love. And she's absolutely fine. Hi, Aunty Nelly. Please, could you use only my first name? No, I don't use any names. It's all anonymous. I have been in a relationship with someone for 4 years. We've never had the best relationship, but since moving, he's told me he doesn't care about our relationship and isn't in love with me anymore. As this has happened, I feel like I have now fallen in love with another man. I'm stuck on what to do. His current partner has told me he won't leave our home as we have a child to think about. Advice, please. So, your partner doesn't love you and he's not right asked about the relationship, he's only there for the child, and you've fallen in love with somebody else. I've got to say, hand on heart, it's fucking hashtag bye Felicia. This relationship walked out the door fucking months ago and neither of you have done fuck all to salvage it, and I don't think it's salvageable. You've fallen in love with another man. We can't just fall in love with people. There has to have been texts, walks, touching, kissing, fingering. There has to be something that has made you want to fall in love with that man. Or is it a case of that your partner's not been interested in this relationship for such a long time, you've looked elsewhere and maybe this man's give you a compliment, it tells you your hair's nice, tells you you're looking well, and so you're fixated on this other person because you're not getting it from your husband, okay? You cannot, though, stay together for the sake of a child, because believe me, as much as you think you're doing the right thing, you're doing the fucking wrong thing, because the child will grow up and resent you. The child knows exactly what you're playing at. Children are not stupid. The stupid ones here are you two. You need to bang your heads together. One of you needs to leave the home, and you need to be parents to that child apart. Now, if you say that, and he says, but I don't want to leave, Maybe he has got a little bit of an inkling of trying for the relationship, but he doesn't know how to go against. He doesn't know how to do it. So you need to work together. So a little bit of marriage counselling, relationship counselling, date nights, everything that you would do when you first start a relationship, you need to put back in your relationship. But if your relationship's over, you cannot stay in your home for the sake of a child. You can't do it. For love nor money, it's not going to work. And you'll just end up really unhappy. Life is really fucking short. And do you want to live that short life unhappy in a home with somebody who doesn't love you and you don't love them, and you're only there because you've got a fucking kid? Nah. Move on. Move on. Right. Dear Aunty Nelly, is it too late to take part in Sunday service? No, because it's Sunday. Anyway, I'll explain. Okay. I contacted you before about my neighbours. Oh. Do you remember the way they had live music and parties? I don't really remember a lot of Dear Aunty Nellies, I'll be honest, because I do my Dear Aunty Nelly on Sunday, I do my Dear Aunty Nellies on a Wednesday, and I do my Ask Aunty Nelly for Chat Magazine, Ask Aunty Nelly for Take a Break Australia, and Ask Aunty Nelly for Take a Break New Zealand, so I don't really remember a lot of problems. Moving on. Okay, so they have been banging on the walls at night, telling us to let our animal in, which in my eyes is none of their business. We reported them to the police, and the police have been round and sent a letter telling us to let our animal in. Fucking hell, I don't know whether we should write a letter back to our neighbours and tell them it's none of their business. Thank you, Aunty Nelly. Oh, and can I stay anonymous? Why is your animal out at night? What animal is it? Is it a dog? Is it a cat? Is it a rabbit? Is it a guinea pig? Is it a parrot? Your neighbours are saying bring your animal in. I mean, even people with rabbits have them in house, don't they? Why is your animal out at night? And if the police are sending you a letter, then police really, they have a bit of clout about them, I'd say, like, because like the law. Okay, I don't mean to be rude by pointing that out, but the police are the law. Whether we like it or not, the police are the law. Now, the police don't always get everything right, but if the police are saying bring your animal in at night, you bring your fucking animal in, put my teeth in, you bring your animal in at night. Now, my Hartley Blue goes out for a wee, and then he comes in. I have to literally pick him up and throw him out if it's raining, because he don't like rain. He can smell fucking rain from upstairs and won't come down. But why would you leave an animal outside? I don't understand. Okay. Now, the fact that your neighbours are knocking on your wall and calling police and police sending letters, it's fucking ridiculous, your neighbours. What is wrong with having a conversation, knocking on? Hiya, neighbour. Hello, neighbour. Listen, I leave my animal outside because... Explain. There might be good enough reason why you're doing that. I think your neighbour probably thinks it's cruel, it's nasty, it shouldn't be happening. But if the police are telling you that, they probably think that as well. So maybe as an animal owner, you may be learning something here and the animal has to come in. Okay. But I would certainly be not sending letters to my neighbour. I'd be knocking on, saying, listen, I leave the animal outside because, or I didn't realise that I couldn't do that. It won't be happening again. I'm sorry if I've offended you. Here's a box of roses to say sorry or whatever. But yeah, all animals, unless they're pigeons, should be able to come in the house at night and go to Bobo's. I don't know if that's just me being a big softie, but I think cats are all right to go out at night because that's what cats do, but they don't like just sit at the back door crying. They go out, don't they, and like, I don't know, walk on a hot tin roof and shit. But yeah, animals, they come in at night, don't they? You need to know where they are. They're your babies. My little Hartley Blue comes in. I don't think pigeons would be outside at night. Where do they sleep? Anyway, there we go. But if you're really struggling to bring whatever animal it is in at night, then you may need to rehome that animal because you may not be the best owner for it. And I'm very big about that. Sometimes we all want these wonderful fandangled things. I mean, I'd love a tiger. But it's not really practical, is it? Anyway, there we go. If we are arguing with our neighbours or our neighbours have got problems, I feel so blessed with my neighbours. I've got Big Roy outside of me. He's absolutely fucking amazing. I've got Ricky and Shelley next door. They're brilliant. You don't hear a peep out of them. And then I've got our Thelma and Stephen. Fucking amazing. My neighbours are amazing and we all communicate. Like, I'm going to Tenerife. No worries, Aunty Nelly, I'll give your house a watch for a week. I'm off to Benidorm, no worries, I'll watch your house. Oh, have you got a new car? Yeah, or I've just moved my van. Am I alright to leave my van here? Because I'm only, yeah, I don't know, you don't live in each other's homes, but you live together in a community. You need to have a relationship with your neighbours, and if not, you need to find a way to communicate where you're not being offensive, you're not shouting, you're not upsetting people. Love thy neighbour, Mel Donna says. Absolutely love thy neighbour. And I love my neighbours. I really, really, really love them. I'm allowed to say my neighbours' names because they're not writing in for Dear Aunty Nelly, so that's fine. Okay. Dear Aunty Nelly, I am looking for some advice, please. I recently got out of a 23-year relationship and I've had many health problems since I had a gastric bypass. Ooh. I had this for weight loss in 1999. As a result of that and extremely high doses of pain meds for the last 18 years, I am finally off and feel better for it. Fantastic, congratulations. Because of the combination of meds, I lost my teeth. I am extremely self-conscious about it and I would give my left arm to get dental implants, but unfortunately I have osteoporosis. I almost died in November, blood clots in both lungs and lung, as well as failure to thrive. By the grace of God, I am still here. I am a lot healthier and I would love a relationship. I'm only 43. My question is, we've got to question now. You all still here? Have you all gone to make a brew? My question is, are the kind, loving men out there who are capable of overlooking my health problems and the fact that I no longer have any teeth? I do have dentures, but I can't stand to wear them. Any advice is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Well, let me tell you, I had a stroke at 37. I'm fucking like a parrot repeating myself. I also have osteoporosis because of the high dosage of steroids I was on, which was 80 milligram steroids a day. It's rotted my teeth away. I'm not shy in showing anybody. I'm like fucking Metal Mickey. I have to be very careful. I'm prone to falls and I will break bones. I'm registered disabled. And I had all that in my head while I were looking for a partner. I'm thinking, this partner that's going to come along is going to have to lie outside of me, and I can't go to sleep without a machine because I can't breathe, stop breathing at night. Not very pretty, not very sexy. Not me, the machine. So I had all these health conditions, but it didn't stop me meeting people. It didn't stop me having conversations with people. It certainly didn't stop my sex life. I couldn't do it as well as I can now because I used to have to take breaks for chocolate. But yeah, I think what you're doing here, sweetheart, you're concentrating on aesthetics. You're concentrating on maybe thinking that everybody is shallow, and they're not. There are people out there. You might meet a man who has a fucking false leg, and he might be thinking exactly the same as you. I think at the end of the day, it's all very good to have the perfect hair, the perfect teeth, the perfect skin, the perfect body. But does that actually make a good soul? Because I know on God's green earth, I'd rather have a man who loves me, who's loyal, who's honest, who's funny, who's caring, who's kind, who would do absolutely anything for me, and who would love me today as he'd love me tomorrow should I lose my legs. And that's where we need to be concentrating. We need to be meeting people who are good souls, good people. People who will accept you just for you, who will love you. And if you say to that person, what do you love about me? When I say what to my boyfriend, why do you love me? What do you love about me? He never, ever, ever mentions my hair, my face, my body. He mentions me as a person. He'll mention the times I make him laugh, the times I've done things for him, all the times I've looked after him, cared for him, loved him, the places we've been to, the memories we've made. So it's nothing to do with how I look. He loves me. And that's how I look, because we all have a face and a body and whatever. But he loves me for me. And if I was to tell you why I loved my boyfriend, yeah, he's fit. He is fit. I think he's fucking gorgeous. But I'm 45 now, and we all know that somebody who looks gorgeous doesn't have the whole package. And my boyfriend might be gorgeous to me, but he's kind and he's caring and he's loyal and he loves me and he'd do anything for me. He's just amazing. He's hilarious. He's the funniest person I have ever met in my life. He's got the kindest, purest heart. He's emotional. He's a big softie. He'd fight for me. So all that I've mentioned there about my boyfriend, not once have I said, and he's got beautiful blonde hair and beautiful blue eyes. You know, even though that is part of him, and I won't lie, of course I find him attractive, but when I think about him, all that goes. Once you've actually got that initial attraction, and you think, oh yeah, he's alright, she's alright, you start to get to know the person, and that's what you fall in love with, and that's what you end up liking, okay? So that's what I would say. Don't let the fact that you need to wear dentures now and again put you off trying to look for love, because there'll be people out there who haven't even got the fucking dentures. There we go. I mean, I don't know where Jeremy Kyle cast have gone, but I'm joking. Get yourself on Tinder, sweetheart. Start meeting a few people, having a few conversations. Don't jump into meet straight away. And get that little bit of confidence and just have a nice time talking to people, chatting to people online. Maybe going to a social event, going to a social evening, getting to know people. You're only 43. You've got, hopefully, the rest of life in front of you. And and that's it, really. So, yeah, I've just lost my train of thought there. I just wish sometimes that we didn't live in a society or a world where people thought everything was Instagram perfect. And we watch telly and we watch these reality shows and we read magazines. I'm the guiltiest of them all for watching The Real Housewives of Cheshire and reading Closer and OK and wanting to see who's posted what on Instagram. But it really is all smoke and mirrors. Nobody looks like that, believe me. I have now started mixing in celeb circles, and I will just say that, believe fucking me, believe me, it takes a lot of fucking magicians to get them ready. It really does. And I am so blessed that I have no competition. It doesn't matter. I will never be in a magazine saying who wore it better. I will never be in a magazine with people saying she's looking like she's past it. I am just me. This is it. Take it or fucking leave it. Yeah, I look like Super Nanny. I couldn't give, mate. Isn't that good? That's lovely. Poor fucking Super Nanny. I don't know how she feels about it, but I'm flattered. I always make the joke that, did you think I was Jennifer Lopez? Did you think I was Kim Kardashian? I don't want to be Jennifer Lopez, and I don't want to be Kim Kardashian. I don't even want to be Super Nanny. Just want to be me. And if there's somebody out there who's a lot bigger, taller, slimmer, whiter teeth, no fillings, crack on. Good for you. But don't compare yourself to anybody in the media, please, 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 because once the airbrush is lifted, they don't even fucking recognise themselves, okay? So please, please, please do not be influenced by what you see on screen. It's all smoke and mirrors. Believe me. Believe me. Please believe me. I will do Instagram stories. I know quite a lot of you don't follow me on Instagram, but I do Instagram stories when I wake up in the morning. And I don't think for one moment that I have to do my hair, put makeup on. The others do. There's a lot that do. And that's all you see. You only see the good. I make sure that you see me at every fucking opportunity. When I do my reviews, I don't review makeup on top of makeup, do I? If I'm reviewing makeup, I'm putting makeup on so you see my face before. You've got to be honest in life. Not everything is Instagram. It isn't. Believe me. Okay? So, I know I've got on my soapbox a bit there, but I just fucking wish that people didn't really believe that that's all true, because it's not. However, my best friend, Christine McGuinness, Real Housewives of Cheshire, she really does look like that. Bitch. She's a bitch. I'm going to paste her when I see her. But yeah, some people are just naturally beautiful, and good luck to them. Let's empower them. Let's build them up. I'm beautiful, but not like that, but in my own little way. Okay? Okie dokie. Hey, Aunty Nelly, I need your advice. Hey, you've come to the right fucking place. I met this guy online and we've been talking for 2 months. He lives in another country and doesn't come home that often. But we have managed to meet once when he came home for the holidays. We spent the day together. It was wonderful, and I liked him even more after that, and I'm sure he liked me. The thing is, he works a lot, and sometimes we spend days only asking how we are. Personally, I think the distance thing is a problem, and we need to communicate more. But he always says he's busy and doesn't have time to talk. Sometimes he doesn't even like the questions I ask and says they're too personal. Do you think I'm too impatient and should let things develop? Or is he not that serious? Because the way I see it, if he was interested, and especially after spending a day with me, he would want to talk to me. I think you're reading a little bit too much into this. You've met, you've had a bit of a fling one day, he's not right arsed about speaking to you. And when you are asking him questions, he's saying, oh, that's a bit personal. So therefore, he's not right asked about you getting to know him. So yeah, I think you're reading a little bit too much into it, and I think you should fucking crack on elsewhere. Maybe in your own country with somebody who you can communicate with a bit more and maybe spend a little bit more time with. Now, I'm not against long distance relationships, not at all. They can work, but it's a fucking damn sight harder than having a relationship on your doorstep. Because there's time differences, and you'll probably have to do the FaceTime thing more and keep the sexiness up with sexy pics and shit like that. Can you be asked? But I really don't believe he's that into you. And I know that sounds a little bit brutal, but he isn't that fucking into you. Because if he was, even when he's having a shit, he could send you a text, or he could send you, I'm missing you, I'm thinking of you. It takes 2 fucking seconds to send a text. Even my mum can send a text, and she's hopeless at sending texts. So the excuse is there. You're making the excuses. He's not that into your flower. Back off. Don't put him on that pedestal. Fucking back off. And see if he comes to you. In the meantime, get your Tinder out. Go out looking for other people. Simple as that. Okay? You ask someone a question and say that's a bit fucking personal, and you're trying to get to know them. I mean, what is a personal question? Have we thought about what could you be asking? Oh, go look at me hair like that. What would we say is a personal question? I'm an open book. You can ask me whatever you fucking want. I'll answer you, honestly. You might not always like the answer, but I'll tell you. But what is a personal question? What this girl could be asking him? He doesn't want to get to know you, and he doesn't want you to get to know him. So move on. Okay. Hi, Nelly. Could you cast your opinion on this? Woohoo! Anonymous, please. I have a 7-year-old son, and I have always wanted another child. Okay. Now I am with a man 20 years older than me. He doesn't want any more children. I love him, and our relationship is so good. We are best mates and our children and families get on. Do I sacrifice the need of a baby because he's 49 and I'm 29? Or will I start resenting him? I have gone over it in my head and my friends have given me their advice, but I would value a stranger's opinion. Much love. Oh, well, so you're 29, you've got a 7-year-old and you want another kid. You've met the love of your life and he's 20 years older, so he's 49, he's probably thought. Because he's like nearly 50 and he's probably thought, I've had my family, that's it. But yeah, you could be resenting him, you could be thinking I'm missing out on time, but have you spoke to him about it? Have you told him how important it is to have a family, that you really have got this yearning? Or are you just thinking what I'm thinking? And I wish I'd have met my boyfriend years ago and had family with him. He would have been the perfect dad, the perfect partner. So I'm wondering whether you're actually grieving a little bit for what you could have had, okay? And that's what you need to really concentrate on, because I would absolutely have loved my boyfriend now to have been my husband, to bore his children, for him to be the father of my children, for him to be the love of my life and be together forever. I would have loved that, but it didn't happen, because life's shit sometimes and life throws fucking potholes in the road, doesn't it? And think yourself lucky as well that you've got a 7-year-old. Some people out there are crying because they can't have any kids. Some people out there are losing kids. Some people out there are burying the kids. So you already have a son. You're already blessed in a lot more ways than others, okay? But I really do believe, because I'm an agony aunt and I get feelings when you're asking me questions, that unless you really want this baby, and you will have to go and have it with somebody else, if he says it's not me, you're going to lose your relationship, I think you're grieving for the family you could have had. I really do. And it's a natural thing to happen to a lady when she meets the love of her life a little bit later. Now, you're only 29, but you're wishing probably that he could have been the dad to your 7-year-old and all the rest of your children, because he's so wonderful and everything's nice. So I think that's what it might be. So have another little sit down with yourself, okay? And just have a think. Is it the fact that you wanted him to be the dad of all your children many moons ago? Or do you really yearn for this baby and you don't really give a shit who the dad is? And that's what you need to ask yourself, not us. And I think my flower pot community will probably agree with me. Because, you know, that it's just natural, isn't it? My daughter's 24 in October, and as much as me and her dad are best friends, we divorced. We divorced in 1996. I'm happily divorced. If I could have married my boyfriend all them years ago, I'd have had 3 or 4 kids, and we'd be living our best life, and we'd have a fabulous family, and everything would be lovely, and there would have never been any talk of divorce. So yeah, I wish that I'd have met him a long time ago, but I didn't. And it is what it is, and I'm certainly not ready. No. I'm certainly not going down the road of trying to give him babies or have babies together. Factory's shut, and it's as simple as that. So, my gorgeous flower pots, Hey, we've done well. That was today's Sunday service. Should you have any dear Aunty Nellies, please feel free to message a page and pop in your message, Sunday service or night time with Nelly, and I will endeavour to answer them as soon as possible for you. So I'm going to be back now Wednesday night with night time with Nelly, which are X-rated dear Aunty Nellies, over 18s only. There will be talk of a sexual nature and strong language throughout. So if you've watched me for the first time today, it's quite diluted on a Sunday. It's quite easy. If my Instagram audience are watching, they'll have seen my story this morning, because what my Facebook audience don't know is I've actually not got pants on. And that's the joy of doing this kind of job. And I often think that I'd be an excellent newsreader, because I doubt they wear pants either. So whatever you do with your Sunday, please enjoy it. And for everybody out there who works on a Sunday, our police, our firemen, our paramedics, our carers in the community, our nurses, all the hospital staff, everybody in public services that puts their life on the line, all the army to look after us day in, day out, I salute you. Thank you for everything that you do. And I'll see you all very, very soon.